early season of Dan Marino. There's little doubt about Marino's greatness and his impact on the record book, the all-time leader in touchdown passes, yards, and completions. But things have not gone well this year. Jimmy Johnson even hinted he might bench Marino in favor of Craig Erickson. I talked with the Miami quarterback. There have been some examples that of some headlines I'm sure you're aware of. Clock ticking for Marino in Miami. Marino must win or else. Years wear on Marino. JJ ready to pull Marino. How does it feel to have to go to work under those headlines?
Well, you're going to have ups and downs, and it's part of the position that you play, and I've enjoyed a lot of success in the league, and if things don't go well, a lot of times they're going to look to the quarterback. When you see things like that and people talking about that, it does hurt a little bit, but it's not going to affect what I'm doing.
Dan Marino won't be a Hall of Fame quarterback forever. The day will come, when Dan Marino will have to step back.
This possibility that was raised of Jimmy Johnson pulling you as the starting quarterback was a big deal to a lot of people. Was it a big deal to you?
Well, I didn't take it that way. I think that Jimmy, he has his right to do what he wants to do. It's his team. I mean, it's his decision to put the people on the field that he believes he can win with. And if he don't think he can win with me, that's his decision.
Did you feel when you heard it that this is serious, or did you think this is Jimmy's way of trying to light a fire?
Well, he don't need to light a fire under me. I don't think any coach ever had to. Don Shula didn't, and Jimmy Johnson don't need to. So as far as that's concerned, I don't think that's why, he said. I think he said it more or less that if something does happen, that Craig's very capable of coming in and doing a good job, which I think he is.
In light of what's going on with this young season, how's your relationship with Jimmy?
Fine. Our relationship has been fine, although, at times the press will make more out of it because things that are said, and if they're taken the wrong way, I don't let that affect me.
It's not unprecedented for an accomplished player to finish out his career with another team. Joe Montana is a good example. Have you ever considered the possibility of not being a Miami Dolphin forever?
Well, that always enters your mind. I mean, it has years ago when Coach Shula was here, that entered my mind. But I want to be a Dolphin for the rest of my career, and I want to win a Super Bowl here. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, that's entered my mind before, but I don't want to change. I want to be a Dolphin.
Would you ever be a backup?
I think those things are things. You look at a guy like Boomer and some other guys around the league. You look at that when a circumstance comes up and you deal with it at that time. Right now, no, I don't want to be a backup.
Seems to me there are two kinds of athletes: the kind who know when they've had enough and when it's time to go, and the other is that you have to drag kicking and screaming off the field. Which one are you?
A second.
Are you looking for like a breakout game? Because you would probably, as much as anyone, like to get out there and make some sort of a statement that, there's nothing wrong with me, there's nothing wrong with our team.
I don't have to make a statement. I know in my mind there's nothing wrong with me and there's nothing wrong with this team, and I don't really feel like I have to prove anything to anybody.
Considering the circumstances, that's a pretty gracious Dan Marino during that interview, who clearly is shouldering most of the blame for the problems, and it's not Dan Marino's fault. 19 NFL running backs have more rushing yardage than the Miami Dolphins do as a team this year.
That offense is terrible in Miami right now, but for Dan Marino. I talked to Jimmy Johnson, and he said that Dan Marino is my quarterback for the rest of the year. But you have to know Jimmy. He believes in the whole rebuilding process. He thinks that's what he does best. Next year, they're going to have $7 million in wasted cap money that they had this season that won't be there for next year. Dan Marino's contract is for $6 million. There'll be new TV money involved. Maybe upwards of $20 million that Jimmy Johnson could rebuild this team. My gut feeling right now is that Dan Marino won't be the quarterback there next year.
Sam?
The timing's just bad for Dan Marino. Watching this guy play, he's still got it. The zip on the ball, all of it. Take this guy off this team, put him with the Arizona Cardinals, the Rams, put him with the Philadelphia Eagles. He's winning and going to the playoffs.
All right, Sam, we're back with the Honda Pick of the Week right after this.
Good afternoon, everybody. It is the NFL on NBC. Today, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Miami Dolphins, Pro Players Stadium in Miami. Elvis Grbac, this is only his 15th start.
Well, yeah, but they're all in this 49er style offense. He knows this offense perfectly, but he's got one big advantage going for him. he does not have to come into this ball game and say, this game's on my shoulders. I've got to win it. He's got Greg Hill, who they're looking to get going big. He's got Marcus Allen. He's got one of the best all-around backs in the league in Kimball Anders, and they will blast the ball at the Miami Dolphins defense.
All right, now Bob Trumpy will go to the veteran at age 36, the record holder. He has almost all of the passing records in the National Football League. Dan Marino, this is his 215th start, but it's not the Dan Marino we've seen in the past.
No, and to play off what Randy said, Charlie, frankly, this is on Dan Marino's shoulders. This is a one-dimensional football team, and it's back to throwing the football. The problem with Dan Marino is he's not really that familiar with his receivers, and those familiar receivers like Clayton and Duper produce all those wins. He doesn't have that luxury. That's why he does not look happy. That's why he looks very frustrated when you talk to him.
When we talked to him yesterday, I have a feeling that everything that's swirling around in the media here about that he may be benched, he may be substituted for, he may be traded, that all of this is weighing on his mind.
Yeah, and it's not a good situation for this franchise's greatest player ever.
Oh, yes, he is. We've got a good one this afternoon. Stay with us. Back with the kickoff in a moment. I mentioned earlier that it was warm this afternoon. This will make it official. The temperature is 88 degrees, the humidity 60%, the heat index 93. That's about right. We do have a bit of a breeze. The forecast is partly cloudy, and there may be some afternoon showers, but normally you have afternoon showers in South Florida. Marty Schottenheimer, the head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs, with a record of 4-1, ninth season as the Chiefs head coach, with 129 career wins. That's 15th, as you see, on the all-time list. The head coach for the Miami Dolphins is Jimmy Johnson, a ball club that has a record of 2-2. They are struggling just a bit. This is his 7th season as an NFL head coach, and of course you know the brilliant record that he had with the Dallas Cowboys. We talked with him yesterday, and it's struggling. He's struggling, right? The ball club is struggling, Bob.
Yeah, and I think when he made the admission to us, Randy, Charlie, that this is a key game for the Miami Dolphins. He still has faith in his football team, but recognizes that now here in South Florida, with 10 days off, they better get it done today.
Especially the offense, Bob. I mean, this offense, and specifically this offensive line that's been known for years as a great pass-protecting line, they have got to run the football. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's got to run the ball to take some pressure off of Dan Marino. This guy, like you mentioned in the open, deserves a lot better than he's getting right now out of this organization with the comments coming about his ability.
Kansas City won the toss. They'll be receiving Olindo Made, and he was on the almost on and off of the injured list. He is back. He's ready to kick. That was one of the question marks. And the deep back returning for Kansas City Chief is Tamarik Vanover, and he is one of the best. And this one sails through the end zone. This is what Jimmy Johnson wants from his kicker, to kick off through the end zone. They'll start at the 20-yard line. So now let's set the offense for Kansas City. Randy?
This is a highly talented offensive line. Glenn Parker at right tackle has made a huge difference coming over from Buffalo.
Their backs and receivers.
Well, Greg Hill will start at halfback. You'll see a lot of Marcus Allen. I think Kimball Anders personally is the best all-around back I've seen on tapes. It's a guy I played with at fullback, that is, since Roger Craig. Catch, run, this guy does it all, including blocking.
They'll open with a double tight end set, as most everybody does. A play-action fake. Pass is complete to Ted Popson. Up the sideline, they're going to pick up a quick 16 yards and a first down. Let's look at the defense of the Miami Dolphins. Bob Trumpy.
The interesting thing about the Miami defense is in the front 7, there were only 3 300-pounders. All the rest of them are little runaround guys. Linebackers, of course, Zach Thomas back, still not 100%, but he's the guy who seems to make all of the tackles.
There is Zach Thomas, middle linebacker for the Miami Dolphins. Back to throw, 3-step drop, goes to a quick out on the far side. The pass is complete. This one to Brett Perryman. That for Perryman is only his 5th reception on the year. Terrell Buckley with the tackle. Perryman has not been very happy about that either, has he?
You know, Criswell right there getting after it a little bit with Jason Taylor. And, you know, Jason Taylor must feel like he's in the land of the Giants every week when he plays an NFL game. 245 pounds, and he's trying to make a point that I won't be pushed around, but I got a story for you, young man. You giving up that much size, a lot of people will land on you and stay on you.
Second down. Anything on the ground for Greg Hill? A yard. That's going to be it. Sean Wooden with the stop for the Miami Dolphins.
And Charlie, for this Miami defense, the combination on the defense has been Zach Thomas and Sean Wooden making the tackles. The defensive backs have had to come up and kind of cheat the line of scrimmage. It kind of takes some of the pressure off Zach Thomas, and he leaves the field on third down, drives him crazy. He wants to be out there for every snap, including special teams. What's wrong with this kid?
Third down and 4. Gerback has pressure. Over the middle, pass is complete. It is Kimball Anders who has the reception. That, by the way, his 24th of the year. This one coming on third down, and he picks up the first down.
Now, this is the best thing about this Kansas City offense. He's lined up at fullback, and this West Coast offense always features the underneath stuff, especially to the fullback. Anders fills the bill perfectly, Randy.
You know, that's why I said, Bob, you know, I played with Roger Craig. He could do all the things that Kimball Anders can do. Kimball Anders is a Pro Bowl fullback that leads his team in big plays.
Greg Hill is dropped for a loss. Tim Bowens comes slashing through, brings him down. Big defensive play for Miami.
And if there's a hope, Bob, as far as this defense goes, they have got to get penetration. If they get penetration, they can disrupt these plays. It's exactly what Bowens does. He gets the penetration upfield on a back Greg Hill that Marty Schottenheimer told us, we got to get this guy going. He's got to get off to a good start. But you look at the size, 315 pounds on Bowens. That is the reason teams run at these guys. They're big inside and not much bigger outside.
Loss of 6, second 16. Straight shot up the middle. Kimball Anders. He'll get 5 of the 6 that they lost back. It's going to be third down and 11. I'm surprised he didn't come out throwing on second down and 16.
Well, actually, I think an awful lot of offensive coordinators just read the computer on that. And Miami came with their what they call their 47 defense. They take out all the big guys and put in little guys, extra defensive backs. And Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, just runs the draw up the middle. It's a good call, Charlie.
Well, Bob, you're seeing a lot of formation changes. Gonzalez, the rookie tight end, was actually split out wide as a receiver. Watch for that again.
Third down, 11. We're back to throw. Comes to the left. Pass is complete to Kimball Anders. He'll be brought around the 39-yard line, 4 yards shy of the first down. Flory Harris had a hold of him and wouldn't let go.
This is a defense based on speed. We talk about how big they aren't. Well, Jimmy Johnson loves fast defenses, and if you're going to go laterally against this defense, you would better get it straight up the field when you get that ball. Do not hesitate and don't skid on the dirt.
Fourth down, Kansas City's going for it. I'm a bit surprised this early in the ballgame.
Well, Gerbach's got a very good bark. Not as good as a Marino or an Elway, but he's got a great bark trying to get an offsides in this situation.
Offsides would give him a first down. Go back to throw. Has the pressure. Here's the delayed screen. Anders is wrapped up. Outstanding defensive play on fourth down.
Well, that is a gutty call by George Hill, the Miami Dolphins. 4th and 4. He comes with a zone blitz. Jason Taylor, the defensive end, drops off in coverage on the fullback. Perfectly diagnosed. He's out there, and the play didn't work at all. 99 there to make the tackle. Boy, that is a big play by a big call by George Hill. Well executed by the defense, Charlie.
Kansas City with the gamble. It does not pay off. It pays off for the Dolphins. Back in a moment. Welcome back to Miami, along with Bob Trumpy and Randy Cross. I'm Charlie Jones. Miami takes over on downs as they hold on fourth down. The Kansas City Chiefs gamble at that point. Their first opportunity in offense. The Dolphins start from their own 45-yard line. Marino comes out throwing. 5-step drop. It is incomplete on first down.
There's Lamar Thomas on the sideline. This is the first game that he has been activated, but about an hour and a half ago. Watch what happens. Now, the diagnosis is a sprained finger, but Randy, you and I have had that happen. That thing was dislocated. They put it back in. He's got a glove on, should be able to play, but he was going to be a big part of this offense today.
He becomes now the 4th wide receiver, so in reality, 3 healthy wide receivers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar a yard off of the left side. Let's look at that offensive set for the Miami Dolphins. Bob.
This bunch up front not had a good year. They cannot block for anybody, and that puts the pressure on the pass protection. Still doing a good job of protecting Dan Marino, and it seems like O.J. McDuffie is really the only true receiver that Dan Marino has confidence in.
3rd down and 9. We show you their base set. They'll show the shotgun now with 4 wide receivers. 3rd down and 9. Reno throws. It is a little behind the intended receiver. Charles Jordan couldn't pull it in. A little bit off target, but catchable.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that always seems to go on the quarterback's shoulders. You know, it's an incomplete pass 4 hours from now, but this is a nice outrun. Lamar Thomas was in the lineup for the Miami Dolphins. This is thrown well. He should catch it. But the only problem is Jordan just didn't look back at the quarterback quick enough.
And also, Bob, we see 2 passes from Dan Marino where early he knows this is an important game. He's pressing a little bit. Both passes just a little bit off.
Kyle Richardson will kick it away to Mark Vanover, the return man. It will go through the end zone for the touchback. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 54 yards on the kick. We have no score. We have just over 9.5 minutes left to go in the first. No score early in the ball game. Those of you that follow the NFL know there's been a connection between the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, what did Marty tell us last night? Joe Montana was the only 49er quarterback that he specifically went after. Bono, when they got Bono, they thought he was the best. And Gerbach, the choice was between Jeff George and Elvis Gerbach. For 2 reasons, they took Gerbach. 1, Gerbach is younger. 2, he didn't carry the baggage that Jeff George does.
And I think also very importantly, he also mentioned that Gerbach's a huddle and team leader, voted a team captain by his teammates. From the first day he led this team.
Fake of a handoff, an inside reverse on the give to Kimball Anders. Anders to the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Zach Thomas with the tackle.
Randy, this play's about 40 years old. It's the crossbuck. These 49er quarterbacks always have great play action fakes. He sticks it out there, looks like he's going to give it to Hill, and then it's the crossbuck coming back to Kimball Anders.
And remember, that's Glenn Parker, number 62, the backside tackle. Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, said he has been the most important add for this offense. I no longer have to game plan around my right tackle position.
2nd down and 6. Double tight end set. 7 yards deep is the tailback Greg Hill. He will lose yardage. This time it's Daryl Gardner. Thus far the Dolphins have shut down the running attack of Kansas City.
And what they've done so far is it seems almost they're not worried about the big guys. Daryl Gardner, number 92. Watch him come through the backside. No cutoff attempt. And on a delayed play like that, your backside blocks are about the most important. They're more important than the front side because they can just rip through and disrupt the play.
Gerbach in the opening drive, 5 of 5 for 35 yards. 4 wide receivers. Has time, drops it off. It is, they'll rule that incomplete. There'll be an incomplete pass. Knocked away, then picked up by Miami into the end zone, but it's just simply an incomplete pass. They were doing that to cover, perhaps it was a backward pass. It wasn't.
4-1-6 defense here by Miami. All the defensive backs, they all decent pressure, but again, Gerbach's choice to go underneath right. Incomplete pass.
And what he's doing is he's going inside. Look for Ted Popson early. He got a pass. He's going to Anders inside. They're not worried about the receivers. They're trying to open up the outside of that defense, and Miami's got that snuffed right now.
Charles Jordan is the return man. Louis Aguiar will kick it away for Kansas City. Sunshiny Sunday afternoon in Miami. Plays it on the hop. He's at the 40. That'll be it. Flag will be dropped. That will go against Kansas City. I believe it's going to be an elbow hitting up into the face.
Yeah, I think it's either a forearm to the face or a face mask.
Troy Richardson was the chief who brought him down. Johnny Greer, the referee. The umpire number 5 is Jim Quirk. Side judge number 49, Dean Look.
And you know, this would be a 15-yard penalty, and Kansas City's punting against the wind. I think you make them punt it again.
Well, this is a game Jimmy Johnson's. He loves field position. And it's going to kill him if he can't have the field position, because he knows he has the inferior team in this matchup. And for an inferior team to be successful, they need the ball in positive yards.
Well, they started their first drive with great field position after Kansas City didn't make it on
We have 2 fouls on the kicking team during the run back. Face mask will be declined. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 57 will be assessed.
Yeah, they're going to take the 15 yards, not make them punt it again, because it was after the punt was in the air.
And it sets up that field position. You're not going to see so much that face mask yanked hard, but you just have to be on it. Then you got a shot to the head. That's a 30-yard tackle.
7:56 and counting, time remaining. We're in the scoreless first quarter. The Kansas City Chiefs coming into the ball game with a 4-1 record. In Miami, their record is 2-2. They've won 2 at home. They have lost 2 on the road. Lamar Thomas is in as one of the wide receivers. If you were with us at the start of the telecast, hurt his finger in the pregame warm-up and has it all taped up and has a glove on. He's number 85, the wide receiver. Marino is 0 for 2. This is his 3rd pass. He pressured from behind. This one is on target at the 20-yard line. O.J. McDuffie.
And McDuffie catches this one for one reason and one reason alone. Marino gets excellent protection. It's a zone blitz. Look inside for the help. There is no help when you're playing off that far as James Hasty is to McDuffie. But watch Pelham McDaniel, 77. He drops. That brings the linebacker in. And when you got to take the entire long way around, as Wooden, the linebacker number 90, did, you aren't going to get to Dan Marino.
Marino's first completion, good for 25 yards to the 19. Here's the pitch to see if there's anything open on the right side. A flag comes flying in as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is brought down by Reggie Tong. It will go against the Dolphins.
This season, everything seems to have gone against the Dolphins, you know?
This isn't a football team. It's a MASH unit. I mean, when your kicker gets hurt stretching at home, you know things are going bad.
Holding, right guard, offense, still first down.
And that, of course, did happen to Orlando Mare on Wednesday night. They weren't sure that he would be able to. They brought another kicker in just to make sure, and he's okay.
And he promptly kicks the ball off into the tunnel.
That's right.
But if you're a kicker for Jimmy Johnson, you better kick the ball into the tunnel, or you might be the next thing going out the tunnel.
Yeah, you better not get hurt either. Bringing in that extra kicker is a heck of a medication. All those hurt kickers get well in a hurry.
Best medicine of all. First down 20. Pressure, Marino throws, pass complete, flag is down. O.J. McDuffie, his favorite receiver. For O.J., that is now his 24th reception of the year. Dale Carter with the stop. We'll go back and check out the flag.
Oh, that's right in defensive holding or illegal contact area on the defense of Kansas City.
The play went to the 11-yard line. It would be 2nd down and 1, good for 19.
Holding, number 40, defense. It's declined.
On James Hasty.
And he was not in coverage on O.J. McDuffie. This is where the interference happens. McDuffie's on the inside on Carter. And this is one of the matchups we want to watch all day. McDuffie against Dale Carter. There you see the holding out here in the flat by James Hasty. These are aggressive corners the Kansas City Chiefs had, Dale. Once on there, grab a hold of a guy.
2nd down 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It'll be close to the first down. They may even have a measurement. Let's check out that defense of Kansas City. Pelham McDaniel making the last tackle.
Well, the front four, basically part of this defense they've got running right now, features a front 3 with what was going to be Derek Thomas. Now it's Pelham McDaniels basically playing the defensive end linebacker. But watch Dale Carter. Bob mentioned it earlier. Dale Carter and Hasty, the corners, normally don't flop, but they know if you take away McDuffie, you take away the best weapon.
Third down, about a half a yard to go for the first down. Abdul-Jabbar has the first down as a touchdown.
Well, if nothing else, professional football coaches are great copycats. That play is directly from the Tampa loss last week. Tight end in motion. He runs a wham on the defensive lineman, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, through a wide open hole.
And right up the middle for Jimmy Johnson's team. Where Tampa designs theirs to hit and bounce, that was designed just to go right up the gut.
Mate adds the extra point. Miami moves on top of Kansas City by a score of 7-0. They started the drive with excellent field position. 5:35, that is the time remaining in the first quarter. A 44-yard touchdown drive in 5 plays. Remember, you talked earlier about Jimmy Johnson likes to have excellent field position. He got it with the punt followed by the penalty, and he capitalized on it immediately.
And it was all set up by a defense that is attacking and guessing, and George Hill, the coordinator, is guessing right now for Jimmy's defense.
Mate will be kicking off for the Miami Dolphins. He, by the way, wears the number 10. He's from South Florida. The reason that he does is that his idol is Pete Stoyanovich, who was the kicker for Miami as he was growing up, now the kicker for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Does Jimmy Johnson know that?
I'm not sure. Jimmy does.
Stoyanovich won that game late with a field goal in overtime last week against Seattle. You don't think he'd love to do that here in a homecoming?
Oh, he would love it. Vanover. 2 yards deep. He'll come out with it. He's to the 10, the 15. Fumbles at the end of the run around the 23-yard line.
First player on it was a Dolphin, but now it's a dog pile.
Randy, that is the 4th straight game now that Vanover has fumbled the football.
We've had everyone but the official signal.
Like I told you, the first guy had a white jersey on, and then once you get in that dog pile, anything can happen. It can change hands 3 or 4 times.
Yes, Clyde Johnson, number 23.
Kansas City. First down.
Clyde Johnson, number 23, was about 20 yards up the field with the ball in his hand.
Nothing real complicated about this. That's bad ball maintenance. If you run into your own guy, there's really no excuse, Bob. I mean, you got to see your own guy coming when you're returning the kick and the guy's right in front of you.
Kansas City at their own 26-yard line, first down, trailing in the ball game by a score of 7-0. Coming out throwing, Andre Rison. Turns, reverses, comes out around the 33. Calvin Jackson chasing him. We'll go back to the touchdown.
Yeah, this is the tight end Perry, and this is what Tampa was doing. You're going to see him block down on the defensive tackle, Abdul-Jabbar, right up through the middle. Beautifully executed. But it ends up being a trap and a missed tackle, actually 2 missed tackles by Kansas City Chief players, and Abdul-Jabbar right up through the middle.
The big block was Jeff Bucky, though. Recently in at left guard for Sims, who's out with that bad elbow.
2nd and 3. Greg Hill to the outside. A couple of flags down. 3 flags. Sean Wooden stopping Greg Hill. Everybody in the booth was signaling holding.
It's holding on Brett Perryman, number 85, wide receiver.
Holding, 85, offense, still 2nd down.
If you play for Marty Schottenheimer, you had best be able to block if you're a wide receiver. And I mean block legally, or don't get caught. At least that was always my thing.
Especially since he's not catching a lot of passes. I mean, you know.
Well, who's got who?
There's some pushing and shoving and grabbing.
I don't know. I'll be honest with you.
That's a standoff.
I think Jackson's got a lot more of him than he had of Jackson.
Well, maybe that's the reason we're now having an ongoing conference. Possibly some of the officials saw the holding the other way. Offsetting holding penalties, could it be? I don't think so.
No, that's called good defense. That's not holding. They don't call good defense. There's no penalty for that.
The ball goes back to the 23-yard line. 2nd down and 13.
All right, we've got another discussion going on here now.
Andre Rison, Danon Hughes, and Brett Perryman, the 3 wide receivers in the set for Kansas City.
I guess in a democracy, you have to have a majority. So they got 4 guys in the tight circle and 1 outside. So the guy outside must be the deciding vote.
He's the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Jury foreman.
So you got to have 5 because 4 won't do it.
The foul will be marked from the spot of the foul and not the line of scrimmage.
That's definitely a jury foreman. That's the way they talk. This is what we're doing, fellas. This is what the rule book says.
But if you're an offensive coordinator like Paul Hackett, you watch that on tape and you see what Brett Perriman did right there, you say, next time do exactly the same thing. That wasn't holding.
Check out the ticker, see what else is going along in the NFL today as Kimball Anders goes along to the right side. He's a couple of yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, I was shocked to hear Marty Schottenheimer say that the change in Kimball Anders this year is he thought he was faster.
Yeah, he's through training.
Yeah.
Through training, he's actually worked on speed. It's something a lot of guys are doing now in the NFL. A lot of teams are now hiring speed consultants. I thought the only speed consultant was the guy upstairs.
How do you
either had it or you don't have it.
Yeah.
Well, I always got faster going downhill, personally.
3rd down 3. Play action fake. Gerbach one-on-one against the defender. He'll throw it away along the sideline. Again, the Miami Dolphins with the pressure on the quarterback.
And again, another part of that West Coast offense, not afraid to roll the quarterback out, not afraid to bootleg him, just take a third of the field. We don't care, but just that West Coast offense has always needed a reasonably agile quarterback.
Hey, Gerbach's won a couple pretty good games here. He mopped up in the Super Bowl. And he also had a game here for the 49ers on a Monday night where he lit up the Dolphins. So it's not like he has a confidence problem with this offensive style in this stadium.
Aguilar's kick end over end, not that good. Charles Jordan. Jordan to the 35. He'll be dropped around the 37-yard line. Let's go to New York for an update. Here's Greg Gumbel. Greg?
All right, Charlie, in Baltimore, Pittsburgh's Cordell Stewart having problems early. Time to throw, but is picked off by Stevan Moore, who returns 39 yards, helps set up a Bam Morris touchdown. Eric Green has also scored for the Ravens. A couple of ex-Steelers have Baltimore on top 14-0 in the first, Charlie.
The Ravens continue to surprise everybody, don't they?
That's not a bad football team. They're lacking in talent in a lot of ways, but you give me Ted Marchibroda in the second year with almost anybody, and he's going to win with it.
Yeah, put Bam Morris back in the offense, too, and they're a lot better.
Miami first down, their own 37-yard line. They lead by a score of 7-0. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who has scored the touchdown. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. Dan Williams with the tackle.
Yeah, that's sort of a funny thing right there, Bob. They go in the goal line, and they absolutely gut him up the middle. They get the ball back and say, well, let's test him inside. See, let's see how that's working.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't quite there that time.
Yeah, but you see this 2.8 yards per carry show here, 2nd and 10. It is absolutely, when you can't run the ball on the first down in the NFL, you are doomed to failure.
Bernie Parmalee and Abdul-Jabbar, the split back. Jabbar is going to be wrapped up. He's going to lose about 3 yards on the play as the Kansas City Chiefs are now stuffing the run game of Miami.
Bob, or second down. If you can't run it on second down after not being able to run it on first down, you are in serious trouble. There's Pelham McDaniels coming from that new position here in Kansas City, and you just got to get the blocking up front. That was Troy Drayton trying to pretend it wasn't really his guy initially hit and let go. But you have got to get bodies on bodies, and it's something that Jimmy Johnson is absolutely struggling with here in Miami, getting used to people not being able to stay on surface blocks.
4 wide receivers, 3 on the far side, 1 on the near side. Jarris McPhail is back with Marino. Dan has time, throws, it is incomplete. Looking for a flag. There is no flag. Almost pass interference. Very close.
Should have been. Absolutely should have been.
Dale Carter.
Pass interference aside, though, guys, Dan Marino, he used to be able to throw the ball through like big old wide double doors.
Nope.
Now he's got to fit the ball into portholes. His receivers do not separate and get away and into those holes like the guys he had for years. He had so much confidence in those receivers to get in the right spot. Dan Marino is not an unconfident quarterback. The confidence problem is between him and his weapons.
The replays show, though, that Dale Carter stayed off him as he went over his back and didn't touch it. It was a good play and a good non-call. Richardson's kick. Vanover at the 25, through the 30. Struggles his way near the 35-yard line. A struggling return of 9 yards after a 42-yard kick. Follow the NFL season online at NBCSports.com. This week you'll hear from Joe Abbazzano of the Cowboys, Ron Zook of the Steelers, the Eagles, Joe Wessel. They explain the art of special teams. Plus, you can vote in our poll, which asks, who's the league's most standout rookie? It's all at NBCSports.com. And both of you have been on it or on it periodically, right? Is that fun?
Yeah, we're surfers.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's a whole new way to kind of vent and rant.
Speaking of a whole new way, Marcus Allen is now the tailback, and he will carry. And he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Charlie, what's the new part of that? Marcus Allen.
Marcus Allen.
This guy's amazing.
Isn't he?
We asked Bob, everybody last night, how does he do it? Not only at his age, but the short yardage and goal.
I agree. They should rename him His Majesty. I mean, when he goes on the field, there is a certain majestic quality about Marcus Allen. There should be classical music playing under all of his runs.
Ball opens to the near side for Marcus. This will be close to the first down.
Remember, 37 years old, guys.
Yeah.
How about this run from last week, Bob?
This was one of his best ever. Watch the juke he puts on two good tacklers. Outside Moss, inside the safety. I mean, it's a short little quick run. But I don't know that there's ever been a running back in the history of the league with better vision of those opponent helmets in front of him. He just makes great tacklers miss and miss consistently.
The thing that we were talking about earlier is that he always ends at the end of the run. He always picks up another extra couple of yards. He slides down underneath. Everybody else is hit and stopped. He always manages to pick up a little bit more. We asked Marty about it. We asked Gerback about it. We asked Paul Hackett about it. Nobody has the answer.
What a fabulous pickup in luxury, though. I mean, you got a guy like Greg Hill you want to feature. And if he doesn't run, who do you go to? You go to Marcus Allen.
And I think the other value for Marcus Allen is he's more of a coach for Greg Hill, for Kimball Anders, for Donnell Bennett than any coach the Kansas City Chiefs have. Just watch Marcus. All that he does, when he does it, where he does it, do it like Marcus.
We'll take the countdown to the end of the first quarter. We have the first one in the book. Of course, 3 to go in sunny southern Florida. And the Dolphins are up over Kansas City by a score of 7-0. We're set to start the second quarter. This is Charlie Jones along Bob Trumpy and Randy Cross. Kansas City trailing in the ball game. They have the ball. Their quarterback, Elvis Grbac. Now, the reason we say Grbac is because we asked him last night. He's Croatian, as he told us. That's the way they pronounce it in the family. It's Grbac. I've been doing it Grbac all year long. I've been working on it today.
Not anymore.
He's completed 6 of 8 for 43 yards thus far in the ball game. Marcus Allen, 3 carries for 12. Safety valve coming out of the backfield is Kimball Anders. Anders with those great hands picks up 7 yards of the 8 they needed for the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1. Derek Rogers with the tackle. Let's go back to the drive start.
I think to this point, this is the key in the game. The fact that Miami only has 7 points with that kind of field position, Marty's got to be encouraged. His team hasn't really done much and been on the short side of the field position chart. But now their best drive going here.
Well, they came into this game to pound Jimmy Johnson's defense. Until recently, they haven't been able to.
Over the top, Marcus Allen for the first down.
His Majesty.
To the 43-yard line, picks up 3 and the first down. Zach Thomas covers him at that point.
Yeah, Daryl Gardner, the defensive tackle of the Dolphins, told us the other day, he said, you know, I don't know when he decides if he's going up or he's going down. If there's a hole down, you got to worry about him crawling through you.
Yeah, that's true.
But if there's a big old hole and not much of a pile, he can fly right over your head.
Yeah.
First down, Dolphin 43-yard line. Grbac comes out throwing incomplete. He misses on Andre Rison on the far side. Calvin Jackson had the coverage.
We talked about Marcus Allen, and you see his rushing attempts, that, shall we say, vacation he had several years in Oakland / Los Angeles with the Raiders.
With the Raiders, about
he'd have
3
been
years.
up there, yeah.
Is there such thing as a disgruntled rest?
But also it did lengthen his career. He had 3 years without taking a beating. Second down, double fake, deep down the sideline. Excellent defensive coverage. Using the sideline perfectly was Terrell Buckley, pressing Vanover right against the sideline.
And 2 great examples, not only from the defensive back standpoint, but also from Vanover's standpoint. He looks back, he knows it's short. Look at him put his hands on Buckley. You know, if you're a Michael Irvin, you get away with a quick shove into Buckley's back right there. Vanover couldn't get away with that and didn't do it. Yeah. That's one of the battles now in the defensive backfield. What's offensive and what's pass? What's defensive pass interference?
I'm not sure anybody knows the answer to that question either. What's pass interference?
Kansas City 2-of-5, third down. Miami shows blitz, man coming. Gerback has protection underneath the coverage. Pass is complete. Has the first down. He goes to Brett Perryman. That's Perryman's second reception in the ball game. Remember, he has had only 4 thus far this year. He's been rather disgruntled about that.
Well, he's coming off a couple of years when he had close to 100 catches, but this is a nice pattern run. He went right into Buckley and made Buckley declare, and then he cuts across the middle, and the middle is absolutely wide open and has been to this point in the first half for the Kansas City offense, using this San Francisco style offense.
Sure, there's been a drop-off. Remember, this guy missed training camp, and this is not an offense you pick up in 2 or 3 days.
Marcus Allen with the carry on first down has 4 or 5 yards. Why does it take so long?
Hey, it's just it changes every single week. You know, I was talking to Elvis Gerbach last night with you guys, and I can immediately relate to what he's talking about. All patterns, all formations, everything changes week to week. Yeah. For the exact same play, and Perriman wasn't used to that type of system, and he wasn't there at training camp. He's still learning it. He said, gee, I might have made a mistake coming to Kansas City. Well, the mistake was getting hurt and not learning the offense early.
You're absolutely correct. Plus, there's so many option routes available to these receivers.
Here's the reverse. Vanover to the outside, a little stiff arm as he leans inside the 20, 18-yard line. It'll be close to the first down marker. Let's see if he gets the spot. Terrell Buckley stops him at that point.
Well, so far, Jimmy Johnson
first down.
You're going to see at the end of this play, Jimmy Johnson's looking at Kansas City, just running through their playbook. Watch the block by Perriman right there on 22 Wood.
Whoa.
It was a nice little shot in the ear hole, but down to the chest. That's something he certainly didn't do in Detroit.
Exactly, and you know, one of the reasons he hasn't caught many passes also, Elvis Gerbach from day one, first play in practice, throws it to Andre Rison, and their chemistry is clicking.
Yeah. Perryman went to Northwestern High School here in Miami. Kimball Anders, 15-yard line.
And if you're wondering why the connection, Randy, your point about Gerbach and Andre Rison having that instant connection, Marty Schottenheimer felt that the 2 months that Rison spent in Green Bay with Mike Holmgren and the West Coast offense up there last year really put him ahead of every other receiver when he came to Kansas City. Elvis said when I called the first play, Andre left the field, didn't even have to hear the back end of it. He knew right where to go.
Second down 9. Play action fakes. Freezes the linebackers. Has time. Now a throw being chased. And open end zone. Defender fell down. Touchdown Kansas City.
Guess who?
Andre Rison. Spider-Man himself.
You're absolutely right, Charlie. Defender falls down. I mean, I have got luggage that's had less stops than Andre Rison in the last few years. But this guy has found a home, an offense he loves, and a good alert job of doing a strength in this offense. A play breaks down, your quarterback moves, you move with the quarterback. Fall aside for the defensive back. Andre Rison executed that perfectly.
Stoyanovich with the extra point. It is good. We have the tie. We are tied at 7. 10:54 left first half. South Florida, a little bit of a cloud cover. Andre Rison He has caught touchdown passes for an NFL record 6 teams: Indianapolis, Atlanta, Cleveland, Jacksonville, Green Bay, now Kansas City. This is his 3rd touchdown of the year for the Chiefs. Stoyanovich kicking off. Pulled into the 7-yard line by Irving Spikes. Spikes will return near the 25. Let's go back to the touchdown.
Charlie, Randy's point about what you do in his offense, Gerbach sets up here, and it looks like the pattern's all designed to go out this way. Now, this is Rison. He starts the pattern here, but when Gerbach comes out, he alters his pattern, runs with the quarterback, and you see the net result. He makes himself a receiver. And, of course, Buckley falling down, and then Rison, the veteran thing, he keeps both feet in bounds. I can't tell you how many hours Bill Walsh had us practicing that back in the late 60s, and how many times it, in fact, paid off for us.
Known as Spider-Man, avenger of all that is bad, which is good. Meanwhile, Miami on the ground. There he is.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Andre says he's the unknown, unappreciated superhero.
Sure he does.
2nd down, Miami. Ball game tied at 7. Abdul-Jabbar trying to bob and weave his way for the first down. Comes up about 1.5 yards shy. Stopped by Pella McDaniel.
That's a great job by Abdul-Jabbar, only because there really wasn't anything there. It's a play designed to go in the middle. He cuts back. Now watch Von Booker, 99. I got it. I don't have it. I mean, he had him in the sights. He was in the crosshairs. He was about to go down, and suddenly he was gone.
3rd down, about 1.5 yards. Do you run or do you throw?
Miami throw.
They should have thrown.
And that's why.
That's why. Terry Wooden decks Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Boy, he was standing right there, too. Absolutely squared up, staring right in the middle of the running back. There's nothing to this. Again, he's going to be standing right there. Does anybody lay a glove on him? Nope. He jumps inside. What happens is the fullback makes a mistake, or the tight end makes a mistake, but basically unblocked.
But it's purely a formation read by the defense. They see that I formation. That tells them run. They say pass. I spit at your pass.
I spit at your pass. What do you do about my punt? Here's the punt. Far side, it will go out of bounds. Kansas City will come up with pretty good field position.
Yeah, kicking away from Vanover. They do not want him with any chance on a return.
Not a bad idea. Tied at 7. Back in a moment. 44 time remaining in the first half in a tie ball game. Computer printouts.
Polaroid pictures.
Giant Polaroid pictures, aren't they?
One of the great innovations in this game.
Bruno looking at the defense right before the snap. Kansas City from their own 46-yard line, first down. They go back to the ground with Marcus Allen. He had some extracurricular pushing and shoving, but no flags. They'll spot the ball at the 50-yard line. Sean Wooden with the tackle.
Hey, from the Miami standpoint, guys, they want to keep stuff in the run. Because if they don't keep stuff in the run, they're going to be in bad shape. You know, 2.9 today is great for this defense so far. They held Tampa. Everybody said they killed them. They held Tampa to 3.5 yards a crack. But if this team can run on you, then it opens the play action. And in this offense, if they can play action, they will butcher you.
2nd down set. The reverse to the other side to Vanover. Gerbach is a lead blocker. Spins, drops to the ground, misses his block. Meanwhile, Vanover sprints down the sideline and goes out of bounds.
Well, that's Paul Hackett. I mean, their playbook is about 1,000 pages. But you see Vanover going in motion here. They're going to hand it off to Marcus Allen, and then Vanover comes back, and Gerbach does make a block.
Let's see what he does.
Or he gets in their way.
He ends up on the ground.
Vanover ran out of field, and Gerbach ran out of cleat. But there's Paul Hackett right here. Paul Hackett, a very excitable, very intelligent, very good offensive coordinator.
17 yards on the reverse, jumping to the outside. Greg Hill back in with the red play. Zach Thomas brings him in.
And that's the guy they need to start playing better and better. He admits, I first got in this thing, the field was forever. I was running all over the place. Zach Thomas is a guy that's not used to having blockers all over him immediately. See what he can do, Bob, when he's running free and doesn't have a 300-pounder drilling him?
Yeah, and even Jimmy Johnson said, you know, Zach is not covering the ground that he did last year. Still not completely over that leg injury.
He said he's reaching.
He's reaching.
I broke a fibula. And I, by no means, am as good an athlete as Zach is, which is kind of hard for me to say looking at him, but I'm not that good an athlete. It took me a year to adjust from that broken leg. That is going to slow him down the entire year.
Yeah, well, to keep him out for a year, you'd have to put him in a complete body cast.
We've got a timeout. Elvis Grbac, the quarterback for the Chiefs, 9 of 13. When we talked to him yesterday, he said he's been kidded all of his life about his first name, Elvis. He said every place they go for the first couple of years, they kid me about it, and they kid me about it, and then everybody gets used to it. He said, but my brother, he really has a problem. His name is Engelbert. Donnell Bennett, the ball carrier. Should be enough to pick up the first down.
It's going to be a first down, Charlie, and that is Paul Hackett upstairs, what I call firing for effect.
Yeah.
He came out in a run-type formation. What's he give him? He gives him a run. Watch next time you see that run-type formation, that defense reacts to run, look out.
Yeah, and that's just, Bennett's just 9th carry so far this season, so you're absolutely right. It was there for effect and effect only.
First down, 23-yard line. Tailback, Greg Hill. Kansas City is 9 first downs to Miami's 2.
Yeah, this is an offense that when you get a core of running backs or receivers, you can see what they can do. This is rushing yards for the team in 1997. You compare that to Miami. They have yet to have a 100-yard team rushing performance.
They're yet to have a rushing effort.
Okay, yeah, that counts.
Marcus Allen on the sideline, 2nd and 8. Go back to throw towards the end zone. Pulled in. It'll be a touchdown. Tony Gonzalez, his first touchdown in the NFL. The #1 draft choice from California. 21 yards.
Remember what we said about firing for effect? And you get a formation you think is going to be absolutely going to be a run. Red zone offense under this 49er style. You get in the red zone, I would never lose track of whoever is a tight end. This offense features tight ends and slot receivers, and that was a tight end right up the seam. One of your old favorites, Trump.
Yeah, I kind of like that one. The double tight end. I get the safety on me. I'll take it.
Stoyanovich adds the point after. Kansas City moves on top. For the first time in the ballgame, they lead 14-7 with 5:40 left to go. We're in the second quarter. Don't go away. Back for the kickoff in a moment. 2 touchdown passes in the ballgame. He now has 8 on the year. He's completed 10 of 14 for 102 yards thus far in the first half. Still with 5:40 to go. Kansas City up by 7, 14-7. Stoyanovich will kick it away. Taken a couple of yards deep by Juris McPhail. Tripped up at the 14, comes down around the 16. We've got a flag dropped at the 10-yard line. Let's go back to the touchdown.
You see the double tight end set. Watch the blitz by the Miami defensive back, and as this play unfolds, the Chiefs have 2 receivers out there, both tight ends. And you can see Grbac takes the one in the end zone, and Sean Wooden, he couldn't be right. If he goes out on Popson out on the flat, Gonzalez is going to be wide open. If he goes on Gonzalez, Popson's going to be open. A blown coverage by the Miami Dolphins results in the score.
And a big mistake. We keep talking about the field position of the Dolphins here, Trump. Pushing the back. Now suddenly Dan Marino is pushed way back, trying to come back after the last couple of possessions they've had like that at Kansas City. Now this defense says, okay, fine. I commit 4 guys to the run. Go ahead and pass.
Following the penalty, Miami will start at their own 5-yard line. The Dolphins thus far have 55 yards in total offense. Kansas City 178. Abdul-Jabbar stopped after a couple of yards at the 7-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Crowd here getting a little restless. You can have that feeling. They want Marino to come out throwing. Anthony Davis with the stop. Go ahead.
Charlie, for all the talk about, you know, Grbac coming in here and the changes and whatnot, the defense, Gunther Cunningham, the defensive coordinator, has gone from an older, established muscle defense to a young, fast, aggressive, I'll take my shots if they make mistakes kind of defense.
Marino's favorite receivers, O.J. McDuffie. He comes back to the near side, over the defender, just lays it into the arms of his tight end, Troy Drayton. Now that is the touch that Marino has been known for over the years. What a great pass.
And what did Drayton tell us? Last 10 days, he tried to recommit himself. Here's Drayton right here. He's going to end up with Wooden in coverage, the outside linebacker. Drayton said, I want to gain Marino's confidence, so he'll throw me the ball more. And that is a perfect throw by a Hall of Fame quarterback.
And if your wide receivers are getting stuffed, you've got a tight end that can catch like this. Jarris McPhail out of the backfield is a good receiver. If you don't use him, you're in for a long day. And right now he's using
27 yards on the play to the 34-yard line. And here's the reverse by Miami. Oh, don't you love it? Charles Jordan, the counterpart of Jamari Vanover for Kansas City. Here's mine. In your face, we can do it also.
Yeah, as big as this play is, and as exciting as this is, it could have been bigger. Watch Richmond Webb, number 78. Offensive linemen are uncomfortable in space. He gets in space, he slows down, he hesitates. He could have been more of a lead blocker. But, you know, I've been there. You get out there, I don't belong with nothing around me.
Why do you get uncomfortable?
Because you're used to having stuff around you.
You lonely?
I mean, you're almost claustrophobic in reverse.
Used to having fat guys around you. That's it.
Well, no fat guys back there.
First down. Play action fake. Marino sets, and he'll be sacked. Everybody was covered as you look downfield. Dan Williams will get the sack. We've got a flag at the 43-yard line.
About 8-9 yards down the field. Could be an illegal contact, Charlie. We're seeing a lot of that past the 5-yard
Perhaps
limit.
That's the reason that everybody was covered downfield. Here's the call.
There is no infraction on the play. The quarterback was being sacked.
Beg your pardon, what do you mean the quarterback? What does that have to do with it? There wasn't a run.
No, it was
And
a
he
pass play all the way.
also wasn't being sacked in that 0.8 seconds it took the receiver to get 8 yards down the field.
That's a new one. I've not heard that.
Either has Jimmy. Look at him. Jimmy.
Here's Hastings on Barnett. Contact. That's well past 5 yards. What difference does it make if there is a sack?
None at all. It was a passing down.
That's why there was a sack.
Second down, screen. Tip. Incomplete. Abdul-Jabbar, the intended receiver. Come back. Let's see. Another flag.
The ball hit an offensive lineman after the tip down the field, which alerted the official to the
There's no
fact.
infraction on the play. The ball had been tipped.
Exactly.
As soon as it's tipped, it's a free ball.
That alerts the official to an illegal man downfield. And that's when those conferences work, because the first official throws the flag for illegal man downfield. The second official comes in and goes, no, that ball was tipped, so all bets are off. There's the tip. And there's the offensive lineman downfield. See, the guy's lost. He's a big guy. You get a big guy in space, usually in space, bad things happen to big people.
Okay, we'll take your word for it. But the third down problems for the Miami Dolphins now continue. 1 of 4. This being third and what, 13, 14, 15?
Third and 15. Shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Marino fires. Has the first down. Sitting on the marker was O.J. McDuffie at the 10-yard marker. Spin forward for another yard. Needed 15. He gets 16. First down.
Yeah, one of those rare zones run by Kansas City, but in long yardage situation, you can understand it. And you're going to see the defense deploy, just drop back, read Marino's eyes. And you're right, Charlie. The beautiful part is he knows exactly where that yard marker is and gets the first down.
Hey, you don't need your receivers to escape defenders when they're running into a zone, Bob. You just need them to get to the right spot. And Dan Marino sees zone. That's big comfort zone for him because he knows he's going to have somebody open.
Marino only 4 of 8. Very slow start in the first half. Looks deep, throws deep, it's caught. Troy Drayton. Reggie Tongue with the tackle, 29 yards.
Charlie, he almost shoved the defensive back to the ground.
Yeah, my tight end here next to me reacted when he sees this right here. But it's less than we thought. It was just a good physical body movement and adjustment to a ball.
Outside the defensive end. And when you see this play unfold, Marino sets up, and he's throwing to Drayton, and Drayton is covered. In years past, Dan Marino would throw the ball to Clayton and Duper. He'd throw it to Jensen. He'd throw it to Terry Kirby, and they were covered. And the receivers went after the ball. That is a huge confidence boost for Dan Marino. I now got at least one guy I can throw to when he's covered.
And importantly, he's got a tight end involved. And I'm sorry, if you don't have a tight end in the NFL in 1997 that can make those kind of plays for you, make those body adjustments to the ball, you were fighting a long, long uphill.
Back to what Troy Drayton told us yesterday. You mentioned confidence. He said, I want to catch everything in practice so he'll have confidence in me. In this drive, he has 2 catches for 55 yards in this drive. That is confidence. Just outside the 10-yard line, first down. Miami trailing by 7. Kansas City leads 14-7. Here's the pitch. Abdul-Jabbar spins out of a tackle at the 11-yard line, gets to the 6. Nice spin move by Kareem. Donnie Edwards finally gets it.
Hey, it's another nice job of just play calling by Jimmy Johnson's offense and executing by an offensive lineman in Bucky, 77. Quick pull out, patience by Jabbar. Whoops. And right there, that's just good old God-given talent, being able to avoid Jerome Woods, number 21, and making him miss.
Yeah, those running backs sometimes they just flat and disappear, don't they? They just gone.
But even with a good run like that, 9 yards, 9 carries, 17 yards, just a skosh over 2 yards of crack.
Second down and 6, 7-yard line. Bootleg throws off of the run. Diving into the end zone is Bernie Parmalee with his first touchdown of the year.
Time you saw Dan Marino sprint out?
No.
We probably couldn't. Not when we wouldn't be in chase.
So, maybe 1985, 86.
The key to that drive, though, Trump, though, passing to the tight end and running backs.
Extra point is good. We are tied at 14.
Dan Marino, with his ankle problems, always stayed in the pocket. But you can see the motion that what happens to the defense. They just don't expect Dan Marino to jump outside of the defensive end. Normally does an easy job of just clearing underneath the linebackers. Marino hits him. I mean, that's, I'm telling you, I haven't seen Dan Marino sprint out in
only for a tee time.
That's a play out of my old page book. I mean, my old playbook had that in it. Paul Hackett upstairs has got that old playbook, and now he's leafing through the leaves of that book going, did they steal one of mine?
Yeah.
I mean, that's releasing little action one way. You release that back or tight end across the face of the defense, and the quarterback has the option. Of course, in Dan Marino's case, the quarterback has one option.
Throw it.
He's going to throw it because he's not going to run it.
Another confidence builder in the drive. This was a 95-yard touchdown drive. Remember, after the kickoff return, the penalty, they started back on their own 5-yard line.
Well, again, Charlie, Jimmy Johnson made the point to us, so I'm sure he made the point to his team. This is the key game in the season. You know, I don't mind losing to Green Bay on the road, Tampa Bay on the road, but we need this game big time, and they're playing like it.
Be sure to stay with us at halftime. The Domino Speaks NFL on NBC Halftime Report. Greg Gumbel, Chris Collinger, Sam White, scores and highlights, and a visit with Tim Brown. 3rd and 15 was the key play they converted on to keep the drive moving. Back edge of the end zone. Vanover, touchback out to the 20-yard line as we go to New York. Greg Gumbel.
All right, Charlie, at Jacksonville, remember Kajana Carter with the rotator cuff injury? He might not play the rest of the year. He takes the pitch and goes around the right side for a 1-yard touchdown. The extra point pulls the Bengals into a 7-7 tie with the Jaguars at the 2-minute warning, Charlie.
All right, thank you, Greg. We'll see you at halftime. What about Carter? Is that ball club surprised? His players,
yes.
Teammates surprised?
Absolutely.
Tell me about it.
His rotator cuff injury took place in the summer. And he complained about it but kept playing, and now to forego surgery to the end of the year and continue playing, yeah, a major step up for the credibility of one Kajana Carter.
Kansas City starting from the 20-yard line. Kimball Anders gets the call. We're moving on the 1-minute mark, time remaining in the first half.
Boy, this is something typical of the Kansas City Chiefs kind of football game. Close, winning at the end, close.
No huddle. Here we go into the first quarter. Into the first half. 4 wide receivers, 3 on the right side, 1 left. Gerback steps away, throws it away. Avoids any kind of a loss. It'll be 3rd down and 5 at the 25-yard line.
Charlie, on the other side of the ball, Jimmy Johnson's belief is that with the heat and humidity down here in South Florida, that his team should win most second-half matchups. That whoever they play, that the heat and humidity is going to wear them out, and Miami's going to do their best stuff in the second half.
Well, you look at the sidelines. The Dolphins have 2 big fans just to sort of get air moving. And over on the other sideline for the Chiefs, Marty Schottenheimer's got, 6 cool zones, 3 or 4 other fans. The most fans on the sideline than the Oilers had at their game last week.
3rd down 5. Kimball Anders has it at the 26. Stopped at that point. Miami claiming the football, but the play was already done. Here's a program note. Let's find out what's going on NBC tonight.
Jamie's got a new roommate and a job as a lab rat.
What's in those pills? Bovine estrogen.
Ooh, estrogen. Wonder what that'll do. Then Jenny gets pierced. That's spicy.
It's all new Men Behaving Badly, and Jenny, that's tonight on NBC. An injury report, Kevin Ross has a twisted knee for Kansas City. It is probable whether or not he will return. Brett Perryman was hit in the head. They said he would return. He was back in there a moment ago.
And Charlie, you're punting the ball with 37 seconds left, and you're letting Dan Marino back on the field with probably about half a minute to go, and a short field at that.
Charles Jordan, the returnment. Good kick. Doesn't turn over, though. Nose stays up. It will go out of bounds. Everybody hollering, stay away from it. Did it go out of bounds or stay along the sideline? Official's going to say it's out, I believe.
No. I think you said a player ran out. Oh, no, he did
marking at the 27-yard line.
It did go out of bounds.
Yep.
But he threw his hat on the sideline. That's a player out of bounds. And then he walks up to the spot where the ball went out of bounds.
Either way, a fabulous punt by Louis Aguilar.
Yes.
See, there's the official right there, and he's telling everybody that this guy ran out of bounds. And the ball did hit. That's an excellent call by the official. He walks right up to the spot where it went out of bounds.
Aguilar with that kick. Miami has 28 seconds left.
So much for the short field.
They have the ball on their own 27-yard line. First down. 4 wide receivers.
7 defensive backs for Kansas City.
Jarris McPhail back in the shotgun with Dan Marino. Marino deep. Incomplete. Oh, should have been caught. On target against a closely guarded Fred Barnett.
The only thing Miami and Dan Marino have had more of than injuries, which drive Jimmy Johnson nuts, is drop passes by the receivers. I mean, that's not even running before you catch the ball.
Right.
That's watching it into your hands and out of your hands.
Yeah, Fred Barnett was a little late getting his head around, but you're right. He's a veteran. He should make that catch.
Jimmy's been upset with Barnett. Not pleased with his work.
Lost his quickness or something since his last knee surgery.
2nd and 10. We have contact before the snap. Was it a false start or was there encroachment?
No, it's not fair. You can't hit the center like that.
It's spoken.
That's a Sandlock rule.
Encroachment, 92, defense. Still 2nd down.
No bucking the center.
Yeah. Hold it. Spoken as a true center.
Yeah, and I'm sure you want the penalty to be 50 yards, right?
I mean, the guard might be bucky, but there's no bucking the center. Don't hit Ruddy when he's defenseless. That's a defenseless athlete. Well, I don't know about the athlete part, but he's defenseless.
2nd down. 22 seconds. Hand off to Jarris McPhail. Miami will stop the clock with a timeout.
I like that call.
13 yards.
Jarris McPhail is the fastest Miami Dolphin. Kansas City rushing just 3 guys. Try to get him through the line of scrimmage. Break 1 tackle. Might go a long way.
Yeah, we talk about these drop passes. We talked about the chemistry, and Dan Marino's had a fairly good first half, but boy, does this guy miss that confidence in his other players. The confidence in these receivers to do it.
And of course, the history of Miami Dolphins is filled with great receivers. Duper and Clayton were here. Paul Warfield was here. Great receivers out of the backfield. Nat Moore was here.
Jimmy Cefalo.
Yeah, Jimmy Cefalo. He owes you dinner for that comment. I mean, whenever you played the Miami Dolphins, the first thing you had to do, our defense, is to figure out how you just control all those great wide receivers. You couldn't stop them.
Yeah, well, you used to worry about the receivers. Now you can't wait to face them.
That's true.
Miami, 1 timeout remaining. Kansas City has 2. 14 seconds. 4 wide. Lowe coming near to the sideline. They're ruling the catch. And the timeout. They stopped the clock.
Well, the clock stopped until they get this thing. Oh, it is stopped.
That is stopped.
Must have been somebody must call the timeout.
Oh, the timeout immediately on the sideline. Otherwise, he never could have gotten another playoff.
Yeah, that was a catch by Lamar Thomas, too, the young man who dislocated his finger just before the game started. Single coverage against 7 defensive backs for Kansas City. Thrown low by Dan Marino, no interception.
For those that weren't with us at the beginning of the telecast, Bob, tell us what happened.
Well, in this injury-plagued season for the Miami Dolphins, a season that includes knee surgery for their team mascot, Lamar Thomas is activated for the first time this year, number 85, and he goes out in a pregame warm-up, and apparently just catching a pass, he dislocates his finger, the ring finger on his right hand, and he was in excruciating pain. I'm sure you've had that done too, Randy. That does smart till they get it back in place. It's diagnosed as a sprained finger, but he's got the glove on the right hand. And there's the mascot that had knee surgery.
The receivers do it, though, when a ball hits it on the tip of their finger. I did mine when I accidentally got it caught in New Jersey.
First down, no timeouts. Goes very quickly to the far side. It is caught 28-yard line, but they're out of time. Double zeros on the scoreboard. So Marino is thwarted at the end of the half. But Miami has come from behind to tie Kansas City. We are tied 14-14 in a game that Jimmy Johnson said is their barometer for the rest of the year. For Kansas City, they want to go 5-1 as we go tied at 14. I'm Charlie Jones along with Bob Trumpy and with Randy Cross. Randy, Kansas City in the first half. Any surprises?
This is Kansas City football. I mean, this is how Marty Schottenheimer has to come into every game figuring it's going to go. It's going to be close. My guys will hang in there. Will it be the offense, the defense, or the special teams that'll do it in the second half for me? He doesn't know right now, but I like right now what his offense is doing.
Miami?
Well, I think Miami, at least in the first half, found something that they can go to, some bread and butter in the second half, and that is some confidence, Dan Marino to Troy Drayton.
Yes.
And off of that, you can run play action. You can run behind the tight end. The roll for the touchdown by Dan Marino was a shocking thing to witness, but I think Miami's looking for just a little thing here and there they can build on, and Troy Drayton might be a big receiver in the second half.
Miami will have the first opportunity in the second half. Jarris McPhail returns the kickoff out to the 30-yard line. A chance now to take a look at the Coors Light halftime stats.
Time of possession in favor of Kansas City. No turnovers. Rushing yards for Miami again continuing, and actually that's not a bad performance by Kansas City in the first half running the football.
Not at all. And you talked about the Miami rushing yards. Miami has got some yards, but they only have 14 on 8 rushes on first down. First down is when Dan Marino needs this rushing game to start picking it up.
File this away. This could hurt Kansas City. Tamarick Vanover has heat cramps, may not be able to return. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar starting at the 30-yard line has 6 yards to the 36. And let's look at possessions in the first half for the Miami Dolphins.
First quarter really started in Miami's way. Their own 45, then across the 50-yard line, and then that, Charlie, I agree with you that TD when they started on their own 9-yard line, or was it the 4-yard line? 5-yard line.
95 yards in the drive.
A very impressive drive, confidence builder for Miami.
Second down. Reno with a little bit of a spring in his step. Face mask. Bernie Parmalee. Dale Carter was there for Kansas City.
And actually, when you look at these two quarterbacks and how's it gone, they're both having their kind of days. Dan Marino, 8 of 13 for a lot more yards. But Elvis Gerbach has, you know, his coordinator upstairs, Paul Hackett, is fired for effect.
Yeah, sure.
He set a lot up in the second half.
Yeah, and Randy, the other thing is, remember last week he started with 3 interceptions in the first half. He's protected the ball very, very well, not made that foolish throw.
First down, 46-yard line. Marino turns, fires. It is incomplete, but I like what I see the way Marino is throwing in the ball. It seems as if the confidence is back. He's throwing into a defensive crowd. He can get it in there.
But either McDuffie stops and should continue this pattern. Hasty again, and that's illegal contact down the field. It's a misread between the quarterback and the receiver. It looked to me like McDuffie was going to hook up. Marino expected him to clear away from the defender.
But it was a nice job by O.J. McDuffie knocking that ball down out of James Hasty's hands, because by all rights, Hasty should have closed on the ball, and Hasty should have had an interception.
Second down 10, 46-yard line. Opening drive, second half, ball game tied at 14. Comes out by O.J. McDuffie. Has his stop. Quick reversal. Has another 4 yards. First down, Kansas City's 40-yard line. Dale Carter with a tackle.
And actually, that was to the strong side. They run the tight end on a drag. You'll see him release right underneath the intended receiver. That's a hard play for anybody to defend, and that's that old steam on the ball from Dan Marino.
Hey, remember, we talked about the importance of that last drive, the involvement of the tight end Drayton, the running back Parmalee in the passing game. That's opened things up from O.J. McDuffie, the young man out of Penn State.
Yeah, and you know, Parmalee's not known as a good receiver here. Timeout. Dan Marino has Parmalee in the wrong spot, but he's not normally the receiving running back they have out there.
Timeout. Back in a moment. Here in South Miami, 12:53 time remaining. This is the beginning of the third quarter. There's your comparison of Marino, 205, as you saw in the opening quarter, and then he has really picked up the pace since then. And it shows. He has that brace on his right ankle that is covered. That's so he has an Achilles, so he can get up on his toes. But he's been rather flat-footed. The first game that we saw here, Bob, he was flat-footed in the tape. But there's a little bounce in the step that's back.
Well, he's also got the black shoelaces, so you can't miss which foot. It's the one that's got the little brace thing on. See the different size shoe? That right shoe is considerably larger than the left shoe.
There's that brace underneath it. Second down, 10, 40-yard line, Kansas City. Marino has been sacked only one time, and this is by a team who has 15 sacks on the year. Fakes the draw. A deep fade at the 20-yard line and barely overthrows the intended receiver. That is Troy Drayton, who he now has the confidence in. Reggie Tung was a step behind him.
Charlie, again, we talked about here's Drayton, the tight end, and something to build on. This is the out and up run by the tight end. Reggie Tung kind of reaches out and grabs a hold of him. And again, Marino trying to throw to a guy who was covered.
And they threw that earlier, that quick little fade to the tight end. And Marino just overthrew him a little bit over that left shoulder. But he's starting to get the confidence in selected individuals. That's been the thing.
Actually, 205, that's good for Miami so far this season.
But Marino's pointing like that. We ask him.
Setting up protection. He's looking for blitzing.
Looking for the blitz, and here comes the blitz, and he gets it off to the hot receiver. It is O.J. His favorite target, O.J. McDuffie. That is his 5th reception in the ballgame and close to 90 yards total.
Boy, this is a great move by McDuffie, too. As you said, Charlie, he's pointing out to the offensive lineman who the blitzers might be. So there's a power this way. Watch the hot receiver. McDuffie does a great job after this catch. He senses where the defensive guy is and hops inside that tackle and picks up the first down.
How often do we talk about, you know, looking for the defender and running before you catch the ball? Perfect example of knowing what you're going to do, but having the concentration of catching the ball first.
Converting on third down and 10. First down, 27-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar sliding the outside. He cannot get to the corner. He'll lose a couple of yards on the play. Dan Williams has it.
Charlie, Miami trying to force something here now because this series, Bernie Parmalee has been in the ball game a lot, and he's coming back in here. Jarris McPhail has been the receiving running back, and he's done nothing. Zero. Zilch. So Parmalee, not known as a particularly good receiver, and did a lot of other things for Miami, but not catch the ball, has now turned out to be that receiving running back, and he's in there again in his second and long.
McPhail's a fast player. Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino need football players. They don't need flat speed. They need guys who are going to do it.
Second and 12. whistles and flags.
False start. Prior to the snap. 76.
James Brown,
Offense.
the right tackle.
Still second down.
Yeah, Randy, you mentioned Jarris McPhail and all that speed. My comment on him is, so far, the only speed he's shown is from the sideline to the huddle. Nothing down the field. So there's football speed. You got to use that speed. You know, this is not a track meet.
It's something about the conversations we have with guys like Jimmy Johnson and Dan Marino and the other players. They say, you know, Dan Marino said, we want to get Jarris McPhail and turn him loose. You get your shots to be turned loose. If you don't, plan B comes in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And you are turned loose.
Yeah. Employment. High school football coach.
Second down, 17. More whistles.
Play clock ran out.
You could see Jimmy before that last play. Hurry up, get to the line of scrimmage. He knew they were going to flop the tight end. He knew it was going to take a while. That drives Jimmy nuts.
Yeah, but you know what they're saying in the huddle? Get the darn play in here faster.
Yeah, it's always the other guy's excuse.
The guys in the huddle are saying it's the coach's fault, and the coach wants the players to hustle up to the line.
A moment ago, they were at the Kansas City 27. Now they're back at the 39. It is second down, 22. Blitz is coming. It's picked up far side into blue. Barnett, the intended receiver. Dale Carter with the coverage. It'll be third down.
Charlie, now I have emphasized that this is a big key for the Miami Dolphins, their third down conversions. Look at this. This is near the top, if not at the top, all of those seasons. And it was just that little formation where they constantly had Terry Kirby out in the flat, running the circle route. But 24% on third down with an arm like Dan Marino is just, it's got to be the receivers. It cannot be Dan Marino. He's just been too good at it.
But this is the toughest of all third down conversion, third down 22. Marino sprints, throws on the run, on target, held on at the 24-yard line, but about 8 yards shy of the first down. It's Lamar Thomas, bad finger and all, who holds on as he is nailed by Jerome Wood.
Yeah, but you're seeing something that Jimmy Johnson wants to see out of Lamar Thomas. I mean, forget about the finger, and yeah, he's being tough, and yeah, it hurts. He's able to run the patterns. He's able to find his quarterback, adjust his route, take the hit, and make the play. This young guy, Jimmy Johnson, wants to be in more and more as this season goes on. I wouldn't be surprised if he might be a starting receiver fairly soon and a pivotal time of the season for the Dolphins.
That play sets up this 42-yard field goal attempt. It is to the right. It stays to the right. Belinda Mata misses to the right.
Remember that hamstring of Mari's that did Wednesday. He kicked off extremely well, but he pushed that one from the get-go. Decent snap, good hold. Survey says no hook, no good, no points.
Stays right. We stay tied at 14. Back in a moment.
That last kick, Kyle Richardson was the holder. John Kidd had been the holder for Mate before. You know how weird kickers are. You know, a new holder in the game, it's his fault. He did something wrong.
No, he had a good hold. Gerback. Andre Rison goes out of bounds. Kansas City's first half possession.
Well, you know, the field position early was what really was putting them in a hole. 20, 20, 26. You know, they get it at the 46, quick touchdown like that. A couple of back-to-back, but really consistency has been the problem. They have not had the running game as powerful as they'd like it. When they had it, they had the play action. When they had the play action, they had Rison and Gonzalez for touchdowns.
38-yard line. Second down 4. You may have noticed that in the first half, both Kansas City and Miami had three-and-out possessions. Up the middle, Greg Hill. 45-yard line, that'll be a first down.
You remember in the first half, we took a look at Zach Thomas, and he was sort of all by himself running to the ball. Well, he's about to sort of get into a very crowded phone booth right here. Trying to get at the ball, overruns it. That's a play last year without the broken leg. Zach Thomas meets about 3 yards closer to the line of scrimmage and sticks his face in it. It's just going to be a long adjustment period for this young guy, and Jimmy Johnson knows he's not playing good. He's looking for him to play better.
DeMarc Vanover, bothered by the heat, is now in the wide receiver with motion at the top of the screen. Gerback, play action, rolls, throws underneath the coverage, is dropped. Dropped by to Mark Vanover.
Yeah, well, those cramps must have been in his fingers. That was a low
You're
pass.
tough.
That was
but,
a low
but
pass.
very catchable, right?
Well, not very catchable.
Within range.
Yeah, he's in full stride here, and the ball thrown low, but it kind of bounced off his knee. And again, it must be cramps in his fingers.
And Elvis there, that look cannot be for the fact that he didn't catch it. He knows he's running left, trying to get away from Daryl Gardner, who's chasing him, and he just throws it down a little bit low and inside.
Yeah, come on. Make up for me. He's telling the receiver. Yeah, tough throw.
Second down 10. Kimball Anders, nothing there. It'll be third down 10.
Actually, the front four of Miami has done a pretty good job today. They've faced a multitude of formations and personnel packages and have done a pretty good job of stopping the run here of the Chiefs offense.
Last play defensively led by Tim Bowens and Trace Armstrong. Third down 10. Kansas City 3 of 7. Third down conversion. Gerback sets, steps away, almost sacked, throws on the run, a comeback grab that will be short of the first down by about 4 yards. But Andre Rison did exactly what you're supposed to do when your quarterback's in trouble. Come back and help him.
Exactly, Charlie. You know, Bob made a great point about all the times when he was under that Walsh offense in Cincinnati about finding a quarterback in trouble, and when he is, come back to him. He's 20 yards past the first down mark and turns and sprints back. You know, Andre Rison's had a bad rap everywhere else. You talk to Paul Hackett, you talk to Marty Schottenheimer, you say, look, this guy has done everything we've asked him to do. And right now, Charlie, fourth down, they're going for it.
At the 49-yard line, fourth down 4. Miami was going to send everybody. A quadruple blitz was forming. Timeout, back in a moment. We're tied 14-14. Marty Schottenheimer and his quarterback. A quick discussion on the sideline. Aguiar is going to kick it away now. Fourth down and 4. Charles Jordan, the return man. Bit of a low snap. Hangs this one very high. Fair catch is called for, stepping away. That will be down in the end zone. 49 yards on the kick as we go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
Charlie, I want to show you what happened in Baltimore at the top of the second half. The Ravens kicking to Pittsburgh. Will Blackwell fakes the reverse, keeps it. It's a good idea. He doesn't stop until he's gone 97 yards for the touchdown, and the Steelers jump back into this game with the extra point. They trail the Ravens by 10, 24-14 in the third, Charlie.
I thank you, Greg, for that update. Here with 6:03 to go in the third. We are still sitting on the halftime score, tied at 14. Miami will start from the 20-yard line.
You know, one thing that really strikes me watching Marty Schottenheimer talk to his punter Aguiar there and earlier to Gerbach, and Gerbach gets to smile, how relaxed that sideline is. I mean, they're used to being in a tight football game. There's no tension on that group.
Marino comes out throwing. May have been hit just as he made the release. The ball went up and flying up in the air. Somebody come in and one of the Chiefs get him?
Yeah, watch the very end. I mean, that's an awful expensive and experienced arm to be having a defensive defender hit like that. It was Terry Wooden, number 90, coming in just reaching around with that left arm.
Just pushed the tight end Troy Drayton right into the backfield. Marino saying, look, I got a bruise.
He had to look at his face like, how dare you hit my arm? You know, in practice, that's a mortal sin. You never touch a quarterback's arm.
Second down, Abdul-Jabbar. If Miami wants to establish a running game, they have not been able to do that at all in the ball.
Yeah, the line blocking has not been great, but he's also getting no help from the receivers. They have not done much at all. Today, just 26 yards, and Miami again facing that situation where, as a team, they have yet to run for 100 yards.
Remember Miami, they said this week 63% of their offense has been throwing and 37 rushing. Well, that's really low, though. Their passing has been much higher than that in the past, up around 70, 71%.
Yeah, but Jimmy wants that percentage reversed. 63% run.
It was also a bunch more yards on both ends of it. Marino reads another blitz, guys.
Whoa! One-hand grab. Tips it in the air, pulls it down, makes the incomplete throw to Jarris McPhail. He'll come up a couple of yards shy of the first down.
And you know, Charlie, the snap was by Ruddy. He's talking to him now. He had a receiver deep down the field that if he's able to catch that shotgun snap cleanly, it's off this skinned infield, but Ruddy's done that so often now. Marino can't look downfield, so he goes to the outlet receiver. Another missed opportunity, and the guy was open downfield. If he had any time whatsoever to concentrate on the downfield receiver, it's a completion and a first down.
Kyle Richardson with that double duty as a holder and as a kicker. Tamari Vanover, bothered by the heat, as we mentioned early, back in the ball game. He is an excellent return man. 24-yard line to the 30. Out to the 35-yard line. So Kansas City will go to work after that 6-yard return, a 49 punt, tied at 14. Bob Trumpy, Kansas City's offense is set the same way they started the ball game.
Yeah, with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, and 1 running back, and that running back being Greg Hill. This gives Kansas City the opportunity to go both sides, left or right. Hard for the defense to figure out where the strength of the formation is.
Kansas City starts at the 35, 3-step drop. Quick outlet pass. This one to Derek Walker. The tight end has it. That's only his 3rd reception on the year as we go to New York.
Charlie, in Jacksonville, 4th and 1 for the Bengals, and they go for it. Jeff Blake rolls right, keeps, makes the end zone, 8-yard touchdown, but the extra point was no good. And Jacksonville retains a 1-point lead, 3rd quarter. Charlie?
Bengals are on their way back. 41-yard line. Kansas City's own territory. 2nd down, 4. 3-step drop over the middle, rolled away by the line. Linebacker got it. Andre Rison, the intended receiver. Derek Rogers knocked it away.
There was a little contact there between Derek Rogers and Andre Rison. That's why he's screaming towards the officials, asking for the flag. Comes out, the contact comes right back in this area. Watch Andre Rison coming right there, crossing. He's got a pretty good case. He was, I don't know, what do you call that, Trump? Kind of tugged on by the linebacker?
Tugged is a good word, yes.
Not a full hold. It's half a hold is a tug.
You're right. You just pull it part of his shirt out, not the whole thing out.
Now 3rd down, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Little play action fake to give us to Kimball Anders out of the backfield. Kimball's going to come up a step or so shy of the first down. Calvin Jackson with the tackle. It'll be 4th down and 1.
And an excellent job by Calvin Jackson. That, by all means, should be a first down. The reason it's not is Jackson closed that gap and got him down before he got to the marker. I think one of the more surprised people on the field was probably Parmley.
They'll move the chains out to make it official. The length of the football, 4th down, plus a smidgen more. It'll be 4th down and short.
Well, with Marcus Allen, is this a tough choice or an easy choice here? 14-14, your own, I'd say 42, 43-yard line.
Bringing Elvis. Elvis and the gang are coming out.
Yeah, looks like.
They're coming out now with 3 tight ends. Popson, Walker, Gonzalez.
And Marcus Allen.
This is a serious gamble if it's not an attempt to bark your way into a 5-yard penalty.
Marcus, the late arrival.
I don't know, as good as your defense is, as good as it's playing today, I think in the second half, I don't like this.
Tony Richardson, the lead blocker.
He's just barking.
Yeah, Miami didn't fall for it, Charlie.
Oh, and there's a lot of crosstalk. A lot of crosstalk.
Good discipline.
Linebackers were really shouting at him.
Charlie, good discipline on the part of the defense.
Very much so.
Well, you want to talk about a little talk. Jimmy's one of those guys, if you're an official, you're going to get to know that voice really well if you stand on his sideline.
Charles Jordan, the return man, Louis Aguiar to kick it away. 2:43 and counting, time remaining. 3rd quarter. Oh, great kick. Really hangs it up. Fair catch. 11-yard line. Outstanding putt of 50 yards. We'll step aside. We'll be back in a moment. Tied at 14. Kansas City, Miami. This morning, when we were all having breakfast, well, guess what? The Florida Marlins were here with a quick workout. Kansas City, Miami game this afternoon starting at 1. And Dennis Cook, Rob Nin, Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach.
Yeah, that was more of a lookout than a workout.
Well, it was a minor workout. Tuesday night in Atlanta. Florida and Atlanta championship series underway on NBC.
I live in Atlanta. I tell you guys, those fans in Atlanta have been talking about this Atlanta Braves Marlin matchup. The players in Atlanta were talking about, we want Florida in the playoff. I don't know why they want Florida.
Yeah,
they've got a bad record against Florida. Florida's got a guy like Kevin Brown that can shut that Atlanta lineup down.
Yeah, you're right. Marlins beat them 8 out of 12 games.
There was an article written in the paper down here about how cool the Atlanta Braves are in winning and how excitable the Florida Marlins are. I kind of like to go with the excitement. They're having a lot of fun. Marino on target. He's having a lot of fun this afternoon, too. Near the first down. Fred Barnett pulls it in. Mark Millen pulls him down.
You know why a quarterback has fun, and Bob, you know this as well as anybody. When his receivers are catching the ball, that translates into instant fun and instant confidence.
Yeah, no question. When you've got to release as quick as Dan Marino's, the receivers eventually are going to catch on. I got to get my head around in a hurry. And the receiver does a perfect job there. Barnett looks back quickly. Marino's always been able to get it there almost in the laser fashion.
Good enough for the first down. Jabbar to the outside. He'll pick up around 8 yards on the play. The Miami offense with a 95-yard touchdown drive in the first half. They've got another one going here.
And look who the lead blocker is again. Bernie Parmalee, number 30. I mean, that is a huge change for this Miami offense. They have used a fullback, Dotson. Now he's just coming off knee surgery. But Pritchett is hurt too. He's got a knee problem, but Parmalee's doing a good job in the second half.
And it's more of a straight-ahead run. You can't go sideways in this defense.
Parmalee scoring one of the touchdowns in the first half, a 7-yard reception from Marino. This is Abdul-Jabbar. Anthony Davis with the tackle right at the 30-yard line. Third down and about a yard to go for the first down.
But for Gary Stevens upstairs, the offensive coordinator, now he and Dan Marino have an entire playbook to work with. I mean, this 3rd and 10, what we call 3rd and 25,
yes,
and that last drive,
yes,
I mean, those are deadly. This, if you're a defense, you cannot overreact.
Third down 1.
Flop the tight ends.
3-step drop. This is going to be close. Should have the first down. Troy Drayton at 6'3", 265 pounds, wrestled down by Anthony Davis. He just muscled the extra inches that he needed for the first down.
Davis at 6 foot 235.
It's given away a little bit, isn't it?
Well, this is standing your ground. I think what's more impressive about this is look what part of the field this is in when Davis hits him. Davis is on the dirt. Drayton is on the grass. You know, you normally relate that bad traction equals dirt.
First down, 32-yard line. Little play action fake. Marino hobbles to the left side. He throws to O.J. McDuffie. Or is it Ed Perry? Jerome Woods with the tackle. Perry pulls it in. We have now come to the end of the third quarter. We are tied. Back after these messages from your local station. As we come back to start the fourth quarter, tied at 14, were you shocked that Marino got outside on that last play?
Not 1/10 as shocked as Pellin McDaniels, who is a defensive end on that side. I mean, you look at number 13, and him getting away from you is not in the correlation.
Second down and 8. 34-yard line. Miami, their own territory. Blitz coming, has to get it away to the hot receiver. As Parmalee breaks off his route, turns immediately. You'll come up 2 yards shy of the first down.
Boy, that was a great block by Irving Spikes. You're going to say blitz right up the middle. Watch Spike. Boom. Just stands up that inside linebacker. Marino stays with it. Finds the receiver out there. Bernie Parmalee again. Nice move back inside.
A good read by the entire offense. That was Donnie Edwards coming from the inside. And Bernie Parmalee in this offense knows that Edwards can come from anywhere, either side and up the middle. Perfectly read by Bernie Parmalee.
Third down, 1.5 yards to go for the first down. O.J. McDuffie is in motion. Kansas City defense shuts down Irving Spires, led by Phelan McDaniel.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson knows there's all kinds of places to have company. You know, if you got a box here at the stadium, you have company into your box. You have company at home to watch the game. You don't want company in your backfield. Jimmy's complaining that maybe the guy was offside when he lined up, but you know, he had so much company in the backfield, he couldn't do anything with that run.
Yeah, why did they try to run a delay? You know, that was kind of a counter. They've had trouble making creases in the defensive line. Hit straight upfield. Quit the delay and stuff.
Kyle Richardson will kick to Tamarick Vanover. Doesn't turn over for him. Kicks back, will be down by the Miami Dolphins with no return. Kansas City with pretty good field position. A kick of only 33 yards. Tied at 14. Back to the motor.
Jumping Jupiter, what is this?
The new Sprint store at Radio Shack, George.
You could win community.
Kansas City with a total of 208 yards total offense. Miami 281 yards.
What a shot. Kansas City's fairly balanced. Miami lopsided. Who'd have guessed?
First down to Nell Bennett. Will pick up 6 yards as we go to New York and Greg Gumbel.
All right, Charlie, at Baltimore, Pittsburgh quarterback Cordell Stewart kept the drive alive with a leap on 4th and inches, and then on the very next play, the 8-yard touchdown pass to Charles Johnson. Once down 21-0, they now trail 24-21 late in the third, Charlie.
Greg, here we remain sitting on 14s. That was the score at halftime. Dan Marino unable to get anything going for the Dolphins. Elvis Grbac over the middle has the pass completed. They will give him the spot of the reception, which should be the first down. Eric Rogers dropping Andre Rison as soon as he made the catch. But they'll mark it at the 37-yard line.
Those last 2 plays, though, are setup plays. Robbie made the point during that update there. The run was a setup play. That pass was a setup play. They had split their tight end about 3 yards out, Tony Gonzalez, and ran him up on a short little corner route. Look for that again. It was open.
Greg Hill with the 41-yard line. It was a first down at the 37. It'll be second down and 6. This is Kansas City type ball game, Bob.
Yeah, but you know, I was just going to comment. I don't see any fatigue on Kansas City's football team, which kind of surprises me. The heat and humidity generally gets to teams about this point in the football game. Marty Schottenheimer has to be pretty pleased with that too.
2 things. It's been hot in Kansas City, and number 2, this is a late 4th quarter football team that won't allow themselves to be hot and tired because they know that's when they win ball games.
The ticker going by to give you an idea of the other scores is Grbac is sacked for the 2nd time in the ball game. Shane Burton got it, and it's his first sack. He'll share it with Baron Tanner.
Boy, this is a great job of discipline. Burton's out here, a good fake, but Burton stays with his containment. You see the fullback does not have the ball. Burton stays with Grbac and makes the sack.
We talked about setup plays.
That was it.
They were trying to set it up, and there was no bite on the Miami side.
Yeah, that was the payoff play.
Third down, 14. Lots of time. Everybody is covered deep. Kimball Anders is wrapped up by Anthony Harris. Harris is very excited. He's becoming a cheerleader for the Miami Dolphins.
Excellent coverage downfield by Miami. Grbac waited as long as he possibly could, then took the outlet underneath.
So that means Louis Aguiar will be kicking to Charles Jordan. 5 kicks with a 45-yard average. A lot of pressure. Not a very good kick. Fair catch is called for. And taken as the Kansas City team was trying to get out of the way. That was Kevin Lockett. We have a timeout. We'll be back in a moment. The tie remains. The number is 14. As we come back, we have 10 minutes and 14 seconds left in the ball game. We were tied at halftime, 14-14. We are tied now in the fourth quarter. The type of ball game the Kansas City Chiefs have been playing all year long. Miami, their 2 wins at home, their 2 losses on the road. Kansas City's record is 4-1. Blitz is picked up. Marino has a man open and drops it.
Oh, and it had just what they wanted. Zone blitz. Defensive end dropping in coverage. Pella McDaniels on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Ball slightly underthrown, just bounced off his hand. He's going to run a pattern out like this. Pella McDaniels, 77, defensive end out there. There's just a little pressure on Marino. Lamar Thomas sticks his hands up, but it just rejects off of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's hand.
Good blitz pickup by Bob. Another drop. That's the 3rd drop for Dan Marino's offense.
17 of 27 for Marino. 5-step drop. As pressure throws, this one is off target. Flag is down. Troy Drayton, the tight end, pulls this one in. Anthony Davis with the tackle. We'll check out the flag back at the 45-yard line.
James Hasty and Lamar Thomas were locked up here about the 47.
Contact. Number 40 on the defense. It's declined. First down.
Against James Hasty, he thought it was offensive pass interference.
Yeah, that's his story, and he's sticking to it.
Yeah, they always think that. But again, you saw the reception by Drayton, the throw by Marino, and Drayton was covered. But Marino forced it in there.
And he put it in that porthole. He's not getting the doors. He's got to put him in the porthole, and Drayton caught the ball.
He has another drive underway. Drayton was the key to that 95-yard drive. Abdul-Jabbar, flag on the far side. He's got a yard and a half. Anthony Davis and Tom Barnes make the tackle for Kansas City.
You got to say they're trying to stay with the run. They got to be hoping they can set something up from the play action standpoint. But I mean, outside of reverses, their run has been ineffective.
Offside. 92. Defense. Still first down.
John Browning offside. Was it 93 or 92? It was 92. It was Dan Williams. 93, John Browning. We've got it covered. Okay, here we go. Dolphins rushing today.
And those are the reverses, the singles there. And Abdul-Jabbar has been the running attack so far. That's more typical of the Dolphins rushing attack at 2.1 average. At 63 a game, I mean, you barely inch your way over 1,000 for the year.
There's Derek Thomas on the sideline. Wish he could be out here.
First down and 5. The draw to Bernie Parmalee. Parmalee to the 35 has the first down. We've got a wrestling match going on and a flag. Lamar Thomas comes out of the grass with James Hasty leading the cheer.
Remember the tussle a couple plays ago between Hasty and Thomas, where Hasty got called for the pass interference. Little chicken fighting, back and forth pushing. Little intimidation there. Look, all that is him trying to block. Hasty doesn't appreciate it. He should look on the bright side. He wasn't trying to cut block him, but that is a penalty.
After the play was over, we have offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct fouls.
Offsetting.
We got a first.
I disagree with that. I don't think there is anything offsetting at all.
You are absolutely correct. It looked to me like Lamar Thomas was baiting James Hasty into doing something stupid.
And Hasty
he
did it.
And there was no reason to call the flag on Lamar Thomas at all.
You're right. You are right.
So it just ends up in a first-down pickup, and Jimmy Johnson is beside himself, and he should be.
You taunt the guy into a penalty, they call it on both of you.
Not right. It's just not right.
First down, 35-yard line. Abdul-Jabbar a step away from breaking it, but he is dropped by Reggie Tongue, who in reality saves possibly a touchdown. It was open on the left side.
Well, he was a body away from breaking that one because Reggie Tongue just fills up from that safety's position. Strong safety on the backside. There is absolutely no doubt about this one. There's ankle tackles, there's shoe tackles. He grabbed the better part of the upper body and slammed him on that one.
Second down, 7. Abdul-Jabbar again. No, this is Irving Spikes. Spikes to the 29-yard line. Inching within field goal range for Lindo Mate. On Booker with the tackle.
Miami very patient with this drive. Nothing fancy. They haven't really made the big mistake yet, which has been a kind of a characteristic of Miami throughout the first part of this 1997 season.
Well, they know they're playing the Chiefs. The Chiefs will outpace you, and they're being very patient.
Third down 4. Miami 4 of 10 third down opportunities. Left flat, first down. Bernie Parmalee, who has scored the touchdown, makes the key play. Anthony Davis stops it.
They changed everything but close on that particular play. They flopped the tight end, and if Parmalee just slips out in the flat, an excellent call. And again, Parmalee is considered a very average receiver for Miami, as there's a flag on the play.
It's against Kansas City.
He's caught everything they've thrown at him so far this afternoon.
You're right. Coming into the ball, you had only 5 receptions.
Illegal hands to the face. Number 34. Defense is declined.
That's on Dale Carter.
And Dale Carter last week was beat for a couple touchdowns because he wasn't getting his hands on the receiver fast enough. Got his hands on the wrong part of the receiver. But you know what Miami's doing in Dan Marino's offense is he's doing a lot of code breaking.
Big hole right up the middle for Irving Spice. The running tack finally appears for Miami.
Charlie, you've got the tight end in the backfield. Again, this is the tight end Perry. This is the tight end Perry right here. It's a trap. It's just a simple trap block.
And it's another code breaker. You worry about a lot of things. You worry about Jabbar going for a long run. They give you Spice for 14 yards. You worry about the pass. You get Parmalee on a pass.
First and goal at the 7. Spikes tries to slide down the line. The defense slides with him. They'll lose a yard on the play. Anthony Davis and Reggie Tongue were there for Kansas City.
And Randy, they had the tight end in the fullback spot again. Perry, 89, was sitting in there. He's coming off the field now. But they tried to run basically the same play. There you see the lead. And Spink's choice is to bounce outside, and it doesn't work.
They've got to have Perry in the backfield. It's no huge, ploy. They have to do this because it's such a code breaker. I mean, Dwayne Dotson had that knee injury. They've got to use Perry as the lead fullback.
Second down and goal 9-yard line. Reno waits and throws in the crowd. It's incomplete.
You want to talk about throwing to somebody that is covered. Woo! But you know what? He had a shot at completing that pass to Troy Drayton because he throws it between red helmets to white jerseys. Watch here. You got Edwards on one side. You got Tongue on the other side, and the ball is thrown back in between the defenders to his receiver. That is putting the ball. That's chunking a BB through a porthole, and your guy can't come up with it.
Yeah, there's also another tug by Dale Carter on O.J. McDuffie. When you have bump and run corners, they're going to get a handful most times.
This is vintage Marino. Third down. Dropped at the 5-yard line. Another drop. What is that, number 5? Number 4. Ed Perry dropped this one. Anthony Davis was there for Kansas City.
One of the things that is not in a quarterback's control is what the receiver does with the ball once it's placed perfectly in his possession. Dan Marino had this drive going, and we talked about the composure and the cool of Kansas City in this situation. Dan Marino had that entire offense just humming and just calm until the drive.
Olinda Mate with a 27-yard field goal attempt. Kyle Richardson, the holder, he becomes the key. He's the new holder. This one is good from 27 yards away. Miami takes the lead 17-14. Kansas City will have the football following the kickoff. Damari Vanover at the 5-yard line. Returns to the 20, the 25, and down around the 29-yard line where the Chiefs will go to work. Time now for Charlie's memory. There are 30 coaches in the NFL. 9 played in the NFL. 2 made the Pro Bowl or All-Stars. Mike Ditka was one. The other was Marty Schottenheimer of Kansas City. He was a linebacker for the Buffalo Bills. An All-Star game selection because the entire team was selected. This was on January the 15th, 1966. AFL champions. They played the All-Stars at Rice Stadium in Houston. The All-Stars won 30-19. But Marty was there, so he makes the All-Star team. Gerbach throws far side and out of bounds. He goes to Andre Rison. One final note on that is I'm not sure how much that counts because also on that Buffalo Bills team was Paul McGuire.
That's what's known as tainted.
Marty's wife, Pat, I talked to this morning about, she still has the sterling silver tray that they all got for playing in that game.
That was a bad idea, playing the AFL champions against an all-star team. They were always going to get beat bad.
And Frank Borman, the astronaut just back from circling the moon, tossed the coin to start it all off. That was a great moment. Kimball Anders will pick up the first down as we pick up our traveling cases and go to New York, Greg.
All right, Charlie, in Jacksonville, Mark Brunell has thrown his 3rd touchdown pass of the day. This one a 12-yarder to Willie Jackson, and with the extra point, the Jaguars now with a 21-13 lead on the Bengals. A little over 8 minutes to play in regulation. Charlie?
Marcus Allen is in the lineup here. Jaguars they're going to be a force again this year.
Yeah, they're a great team with or without Brunell.
First down, Kansas City at the 40-yard line. Marcus Allen. This is what I talked about in the break. He was hit at the 39-yard line. The ball is placed at the 41. For the life of me, I don't know how he gets from the 39 to the 41, but he does it all the time.
Hey, you know, Charlie, let's also not lose track of the fact there's about to be less than 4 minutes left in this football game. Yes, this is a closing team. Yes, they've had these 3 games. They've won late, overtime in one and last second in the others. But this is the possession. This is the ball game. You can't count on getting it and doing it with 30 seconds left.
Second down and 9, 41-yard line. Flag is down. They will stop the play. Have a false start. Pete Stoyanovich, the kicker for Kansas City, formerly with Miami.
Prior to the snap, number 69, offense. False start.
Jeff Criswell.
Still second down.
Stoyanovich has hit from 46 yards out this year. And they may well need him to do that again to take it to a tie and an overtime.
Randy, I agree with your point. I think Marty remembers being 4-1 last year, losing in that 6th week to go 4-2, and then they missed the playoffs. I think this is 2-down area here.
4 of the last 5 years he's been 4-1.
Yeah, I think they go both downs if they don't make it here.
Second 14. Comes out of the backfield, juggled, and then dropped Marcus Allen.
I really like what George Hill, the coordinator on the defensive side for Jimmy Johnson's doing here. There is no layback. There's no soft on a second and long. He's got young, athletic players that Jimmy Johnson loves on defense, and he's letting them do what they do, and that's be athletes and run.
Absolutely. And I mean, so far this season, the speed of the athletes on the Miami defense has not really come into play because they've just been pounded. But in this game, it has shown and shown well for the Miami defense.
Miami led by number 51, Anthony Harris. Third down, 15. No blitz. Coverage is deep. A great grab on the knees by Andre Rison. Tim Jacobs was right there. They needed 15. They get 19 yards.
And I got to tell you, Gerbach looked an awful lot like Joe Montana on that play. Patience. Did not panic whatsoever. Rison runs a very precise route. He does not round it. And the prevent defense kind of mode of the Miami defensive backs allowed that great big seam in there for him to hit.
That was at least the 3rd receiver on the checklist.
You're absolutely correct.
Rison's 7th reception. Here's the screen. It is incomplete at the 45-yard line. Are they going to mark it down one or the other? Ted Popson, the tight end, was there for Kansas City, and Sean Wooden was there for Miami. 2:05 is the time remaining, and they will count it down to the 2-minute warning. Pass is complete at the 45-yard line. When we come back, it will be second down. Chiefs have 2 minutes left. Pops and Tony Gonzalez, 2 tight ends in the offensive set for Kansas City. It'll be 2nd down and 9. The ball at the 45-yard line of Miami. Miami leads by 3, 17-14. Kansas City has 2 minutes left. A field goal to tie, a touchdown to win. Marcus Allen comes in motion. Gerback has pressure, is sacked. It'll be 3rd down. Tim Bowens got it.
And he didn't, I don't think he touched it.
Will Shields, guard, got Elvis Gerbach.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Bowens just shoved Will Shields right back into Elvis Gerbach, and that put him on the ground.
Watch number 68, the right guard.
Now they run a twist. And actually, Shields backs up. He's blocking Gardner. They run a twist. He backs up and he catches the foot of Elvis Gerbach and puts him on the ground.
Here's the game summary as presented by Miller Time.
Wow, look at Gerbach's numbers. 21 of 28, 159, and 2 touchdowns.
Marino.
Impressive.
And the key has been the 159 yards, though, guys. In this offense, you're just making him throw the short dinks, and you're not giving him the big one. That's huge. How about that unexpected?
Yeah, I think that's absolutely shocking for Miami fans that Carmely would play any part as a receiver in this particular football game. And he's done the job. I don't think he's missed one yet.
Well, you made the point earlier, Bob. This is 3rd and long here for this Kansas City offense. But they've got 2 shots at this 1st down. This 1st down puts them in possible field goal range.
3rd down, 15. Blitz coming from the outside. We've got whistles and flags.
Ball start. Prior to the snap. 69. Offense.
Criswell again.
The Kansas City offense is doing what they didn't do in those 3 big comebacks. They're decompressing late.
Yeah, making that mistake. Criswell, the tackle, is trying to hear the snap count. He's out there by himself, and he's just going to move. Actually, he didn't move. He just moved his head just to look at the defensive lineman, and Johnny Greer gets him for illegal procedure.
Ball now at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. 3rd down and 20.
The clock's down under 10 seconds. They better hurry up. And if you're Miami, you're looking for the go-to guy, which is Andre Rison.
1 second on the play clock at the snap. Deep over the middle, on target, 4 yards shy of the 1st down. Andre Rison, he's the go-to guy for Gerbach. Sean Wooden with the tackle. Timeout. 1:45 remaining.
Nothing real complicated here. We knew it. They knew it. Andre knew it. And they couldn't stop it.
We're just as close here. Miami by 3 with 1:45. Kansas City, 4th down and 3. Who do they go to?
I don't know, but this is the game. If they don't convert this, game over. I like Donnell Penn, 38.
I'll pick in Andre Rison. The swing is to Marcus Allen. Juggles it. Does not make it. Does not make it. Miami holds. They take over on downs. Anthony Harris, number 51, leading the Miami defense.
And before that play, Anthony Harris was in the Miami huddle around the Miami defenders going absolutely nuts. Just saying, come on, we got to do it. And what does it for him is Marcus Allen can't use that ability. He bobbles the ball, and Marty Schottenheimer knows the last close one won't be, the next close one won't be this one.
Yeah, and Charles.
And right now it's clear sailing.
Yeah, at least this week.
Yes.
Yeah, you use the right term. Miami, did they play significantly better? No. Found a way to do it, and they got a clutch performance out of and for all coming into this game. But Jimmy saying this, Johnson saying that. That was Dan Marino's reaction. What he said in many interviews. The heck with what he told us. This was Dan Marino's reaction.
For Kansas City, it will be a bye week, so they have this game sticking in the off for a couple of weeks before they get back to action. For Miami, they're back to roll again. They will be in New York against the New York Jets.
Yeah, consider this too, Charlie. The Kansas Chiefs have now
order. Go the Miami Dolphins with a victory. Their record will go to 3-2. The Kansas City Chiefs, with their loss, their record will go 4-2. The final score is now official. Miami Dolphins 17, the Kansas City Chiefs 14. Coming up next.